Greetings, my fellow Wendigos. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to episode 12, which originally aired live on August 24th, playing the brand new version 1.3.3101. Let's get started. So, let's do a very quick recap of the end of last stream, because that's probably the most relevant here. We had, unfortunately, Silent was abducted. So what ended up happening was we were wrapping up what we were doing for tacos out on this map tile here. Stuffing him, somehow fitting into a cryptosleep casket, one that is specifically unclaimed so that raiders would leave it alone. And he was abducted, but oddly not dead. Most of the time, in my experience, when I get abducted, I'm dead, but not this time. So if we take a look, my friend, oh no, now it says died. I guess he did die. Huh. Didn't say die before, so I guess he didn't survive. But that might be a result of me not having a comms console, because I don't have microelectronics researched. So there was no way to have them ransom him back to me, which is a possibility when you have people abducted. You'll also notice that I have a dog said animal prosthetics here. So the animal prosthetics will allow us to piece together wounded animals if and when we have animal combatants. I think that about recaps probably the important bits. So tacos, of course, is in this cryptosleep casket now. Contains tacos. It sounds funny when I say it. And Mallet is going to be doing some steel muling. By that I mean helping to haul steel back to the home base. So let's get underway. Taking a look at his needs. Oh, wait, yaks. Yaks don't listen to that. I wanted Mallet to get the good ones. And alright, so the yaks are being fed, and they're going to help to haul the steel back to the base. We also had the silent neurofarmer, which has gone into the brain of Glitch. I don't know what the availability of the silent neurofarmers will be going forward. I would love, of course, for Glitch to become the Psycaster that, well, obviously I want him to be, but I think the reality is it's going to be a little tricky to get our hands on them, realistically. We do have prisoner Eli sitting here, currently unconscious due to a catatonic breakdown, but will be a recruit, I suppose, replacing Silent. Less than ideal to be a replacement. I'd rather grow our forces. And yeah, that about wraps it up. There is a lot of changes sitting on the unstable branch of RimWorld that hasn't rippled out to main yet, but a lot of those changes are tweaks and the introduction to fluid ideologies, and that hasn't come to RimWorld yet. What is his Psycast? His Psycast is Pinhole, Solar Pinhole. So Eli is in here in order to get converted. And what I need to make sure is basically to keep his mood as low as possible. There was some YouTube comments saying, oh, wouldn't it make more sense to, strip him or to starve him? And as long as the mood is low, into the negatives or below mental break, there is the chance for the ideology crisis. So I don't really need to punish him just yet, but maybe we do a little bit more punishing later on. We've also had a lot of manhunters, oddly. So as you can see, the current focus is up top. We have the covert installation mission that we can carry out with 3 colonists. I was going to wait for Mallet to get home for that, because I think it's probably best to go with my best shooter, my, ideal fighting situation. And as you can see, the other is to recruit Eli, which there's not anything to be done to that because he is currently catatonic. Or she. Well, he. But yeah. It's going to be confusing. He is currently catatonic. Alright, my hens here are dying and I don't really care. I don't intend to feed these hens at all. These were hens that wandered in, and I would release them to the wild if I even cared to, but that's even more work than I intend to do. So I'm not going to be naming them. I'm not going to be tending to them. I'm going to be completely ignoring the fact that they are perishing, because that's what they're for. Alright, Mallet, you've rested enough. It is 3 p.m. I'm going to get you... You know what? I don't want to rope them either, because it'll be like herding cats. So I'm truly going to leave them behind. I won't be bringing any of the meals. I figured it stays pretty cold here. I'm just going to leave the meals here. We did have a fire that broke out, a ZZZT event or whatever. And it burned down most of the infrastructure we had set up here because I do not have fire foam poppers, and we didn't have any way to suppress the fire. No one was here. Okay, yeah, cool. I don't care about the roosters. Could not care less, thank you. Another thing I'm going to need to do is to pause the smelting from slag. The reason being, ooh, I could check that out soon. There is sort of Wendigo-esque weapons that requires a scav bench. So it's possible that the next time someone goes over to the outpost, to the taco outpost, we'll aim to get slag. Although I don't think there's a lot of slag on this map tile due to the fact that there hasn't been a lot of pod attackers. So it actually might make the most sense to just wait for there to be pod attackers on the home tile and to haul that slag, or cargo pods or something like that. Now it is September and it's going to get colder. So one of the other things that I might want to do is hit up some of these hunting sites. So here's one from Barnyo Kinship with 5 people, and this one has 4 people. Of course, we are far less interested in the pemmican and far more interested in just eating the people that are there. And we also have the Worshipful Village at the end of this road. The reason why we should go sooner or later is, if you take a look at terrain here, I guess the terrain movement difficulty, I don't know if it gets worse in the winter, but I suspect it might. Either way, the ambient temperatures are going to be a lot easier to traverse the earlier we go than later. We also have a... Moles has a inspiration, a Go Frenzy. That's going to help a lot. Having a brawler run around fast. Very, very helpful. So it's such a weird situation to have more plasteel than steel. Now I do intend to expand upon the base, and I'm sure people were wondering if I was planning on having bedrooms or do it barracks style like I did before. One of the big projects that I would like to introduce is sort of a trickle feeding kill box. I think, given that autonomous weapons is prohibited, I'm going to have a hell of a time defending late game against large numbers. Now, there is... I would say the largest struggle is likely going to be breaching raids. Large breaching raids, specifically perhaps mech raids that have a lot of pikemen intermixed. I haven't really come up with a lot of good anti-breach mechanics other than psi-casting or equipment lances, or, you know, sort of the I win buttons like Doomsday, etc. With that said, I'm sure we'll figure it out in due time. Jazzium and Ingy Pingy. Thank you for the bits. Man, that was... I had to figure out that name. That's a tricky one. Alright, come on, Mallet. I know they don't walk very fast, but let's go. Okay. Another really cheap thing that we might be able to do is to set up a bare minimum pen. One of the disadvantages of our current setup is that we don't really have a space for the animals, and pens with fences are really, really inexpensive, and it would keep the inside of the base relatively clean. So that could also be a decent idea. And yes, the animal wandering away is on purpose, and I will be ignoring that, as Shield pointed out. So perhaps once Raptor gets up, I will set up a little bit of an external animal pen. Obviously not one that's going to have a source of food easily accessible for the yaks. So that's, I suppose, the problem. But having them junk up the inside of my base is not ideal. Oh, but there's a combat supplier here. That's really good because I have a lot of the anti-material rifles that I don't need. I can't really use the anti-material rifles until I have bionic legs because these incur a movement speed penalty, and I don't want to be run down by enemies. Sally, thanks for the resub, and Sujuka as well. All right, let's see here. Trying to decide exactly. My guess is this pen will be pseudo impermanent. So I guess just as cheaply as I can make it would be ideal. And I'm going to be making it out of, I'm going to be making it out of steel. It doesn't really need to be large because the idea is not to corral the animals somewhere comfortable. It's just to put them outside so they don't junk up the inside. That's literally it. So this is honestly larger than it needs to be, but given that it's 22 steel plus 25, so it is it's less than 50 steel to put them outside. That's not that costly. I wonder how soon these guys are going to leave given the ambient temperature. I don't think I'm going to risk it. I'm going to have Glitch wake up early because I wouldn't want them to walk off without having done the trade. So your Raptor comes with the little pen, and it will turn green once it's enclosed. I don't think I need the corner pieces. Nope, I didn't. Okay, so Mr. Trade Caravan. What am I going to give you? A golden breach axe, masterwork quality for 9K? No. No. I was never going to be purchased, but my god. That is absurd. Is there anything I really want from them? I guess that is the chief question. No. I suppose not. But a little bit more silver always goes a long way. So the sleeping spots I'll just put along the edge here. Another thing to note is the yaks, because they're farm animals, aren't targeted by raiders, or they shouldn't be. So they have a little bit of protection in that they're not supposed to, no one's supposed to be interested in killing them. I'm gonna put a little animal flap here so that I can keep a tiny stockpile of rice out there. Nah, that's not what I wanted you to do, but thanks, Moles. Honestly, it is I take that back. It is probably more in my benefit to actually keep those simple meals there. No, I take it back. So here's the reason. Simple meals has more nutrition than rice. So I'll use rice if I run out of things. But simple meals made out of animal meat, which I have no interest in consuming, is actually probably the best way to feed the yaks, because yaks won't eat meat, but they will eat meals, and they don't really care what the meals are made out of. So that works, I suppose. All right, so Mal should be home pretty soon. He's running out of food. Raptor and Moles is idle. And I think what I'll do is I have enough, yeah, shut up. I don't care about the rooster. I have enough steel for 2 more grow benches. Well, actually, one of the advantages of keeping the roosters here and having them go unconscious and dead is we'll keep animals like the polar bears fed, and the polar bears will stick around a little bit longer at the outpost. Proposal for renaming the outpost. If you have an idea of what kind of name you want to rename the outpost over, we can pull for it. I'm going to open up the suggestion box. So that is what I am taking suggestions for. So we have enough steel for 2 more grow benches, and I'm going to do just that. We'll get both up to increase our rice. Now, the more rice that I can make, the more I can cut the rice and human meat into fine meals, and that will help to keep us happier, because we need to eat human, you know, we're obligate cannibals. Am I keeping the outpost? Yes. I'm keeping the outpost because Tacos is here. And until I can make my own cryptosleep casket at home, or figure out a way to feed Tacos reasonably, if I abandon it, Tacos goes poof. So I kept 2 of the anti-material rifles. Just 2 of them. Now the other question is how much... how many benches, hydroponic basins, can my power grid sustain? So that's another question that I suppose I'll be figuring it out. Man, Mel is traveling slow. I'm a little worried about his needs and all that, but no, I think he should be all right. He's home. Oh, you're not that hungry. Yeah, the everything about caravanning that I hate, they've introduced into animal roping. Animal roping to me is like the worst of worst case scenarios of what caravanning was. I swear, it's like Tynan knew the last thing I wanted to do, and he introduced it. And Mel is now on a go juice binge. I only have 1 go juice, so I'm going to counteract this binge with Dreader. There's actually an easier way to do this, which is keep an inventory 1. Because what should end up happening is he'll just keep the go juice on him, and then there's no go juice for Mel to waste. So he had a mental break because of his malnourished, and also because the penalties for losing a roll has been increased since the last time I played. So it used to be far less than what it is now. Now, one of the things I will be able to do in a minute here is have Toretter counsel Mallet to try to remove the minus 15 penalty. All right, I have enough input, so what should we rename Outpost? And I'll be typing up those now. All right, there are the choices. There's the timer. Cast your vote. Phone Home and Jimisi. Thanks for the follows. All right, as soon as Mallet breaks free of his mental break, we'll be good. What? No, don't unload. Oh dear Lord. All of my people here, instead of roping the yaks, they are unloading the steel one armful at a time. The absolute worst way to deal with that. Alright, at least the other ones aren't going to go wandering off. So there's that. There is that. Now, I do have a question for you all, which I will put up after this poll. And that question will be the priority between the covert installation mission and the worshipful village versus a hunting site. All three are viable targets for us. I'm not sure actually what counts as a raid, because we're having these no recent conquest. I'm pretty sure, but the hunting sites definitely count as a raid. I'm not sure whether the worshipful villages do or not. So I suppose we'll see. If the yaks are not roped in, do they wander off the map? Yes, they will, and you'll get a warning like this: animal wandering away. So right now, Yak 1 is actively wandering off. They do give you a little bit of time to rope them, and then in your pet information here, they have a roam interval. So your roam interval is roughly how much time you have while they're, unpenned, the mean time for them to roam off. Don't do it. Don't do it yet. All right, so these yaks are now being properly maintained. And there we go, we got the Taco Bell drive-thru. Okay. I'm gonna have to go into the dev menu for this because I've already named it once. This might have renamed the wrong thing. Let me double check. Nope, it worked. Good. Taco Bell drive-thru. All right, it's gonna be a weird way to refer to it now, but sure. So, quest priority: hunting site, worshipful village, or covert installation. Before I put this poll up, let me speak about the benefits of all three. The hunting site is going to be relatively easy, and there will be people for us to kill and eat. So that's sort of a gimme if we want to keep fed. And also, I know as a fact, it will fulfill the no recent conquest requirement. The covert installation might yield special resources, like RimWorld medicine or Luciferium, something like that. And we wouldn't have to travel anywhere. We would have a shuttle come pick us up. And then the advantage of the Worshipful Village is there's a lot of villagers there, which means there's a potential for a lot of meat, a lot of humans. It's probably the furthest option And I'm not sure, so that's the most travel, and I'm not sure if it fulfills the recent conquest. It might, I just don't have that memorized yet. All right, so here's that poll, and feel free to cast your votes. Now with this additional steel, I think I'm gonna hold on to the steel for a bit. I'm not going to invest it into the farm just yet. I'm gonna see how much these yaks eat. I thought I put more animal spots. Did I not put animal spots here? Did I somehow delete them? I don't know. I don't know. Another thing I should do is to put the... Oh, cool. A defoliator ship, because we can't eat mechanoids. Also, what is there to even defoliate? There's no foliage here. Dear Lord, did you ever get the wrong spot? What time will they expire? The Worshipful Village will never expire. The Covert Installation will never expire. And the hunting sites will expire in 28 days or 19 days, but they reoccur pretty often, so skipping them is not really an issue. No. Don't do that. They were going down to haul the slack. I mean, this is actually not that hard to clear. It's 2 pikemen and a lancer. That's ridiculously easy. But I'd rather do the mission first, because obviously this defoliator only defoliates up to 100 tiles. So here is 50 at max defoliation or whatever. It will start to clip the bottom half of my hydroponics, and that's not for like a full season. So absolutely no rush on that. All right, Mel, it would be most excellent if you snapped out of it, because if I'm going on a hunting mission, I kind of want you to join me. But the catharsis will be nice, I suppose. So I'll not complain. Oh, there we go. All right, you have voted. Going on the hunting site. So let me update the focus. Cool. I will be... Oh, he's sleepy? Darn. It's gonna go right now. Well, Chiretter, Moles, and Raptor can go. Mallet will stay behind. Mallet's a good one to stay behind because if there's a attack at home, he is, you know, a good shooter. All right. Think that's good. And send. I'm sending all the yaks so that we can carry as much as we can back with us. Raptor. Oh, whoops, hold on. Remove and add. Wrong people. Glitch has to stay around to warden Eli. I should have had Chiretter use Council on Mallet before leaving, but I think Mallet's 3 days of Catharsis will offset the Lost Stalker roll for long enough. That was weird. little random music popping in there. Just a little bit. I think in the future, what I might want to do is to have one person per yak to make it easier to rope them around. That might be it will give me less hauling capacity, but it might make it a little bit easier and less frustrating to deal with. Alright, so Glitch says he needs a meditation spot, but the thing is, I don't really care about solar pinhole. I'll give him one so that the alert goes away, but it's so much not a point of concern for me. Alright, Mallet, you are going to be hauling rats to the water. I guess there's really nothing else to do, so we might as well clean up this corpse pile. Doesn't seem particularly important. Oh, good. Glitch got sensory mechanites. I've had a lot of mechanites. For living nowhere near mechanoids, I guess that's not exactly true anymore. But for, living in the middle of sea ice, about as isolated as one can be, I get a lot of diseases, which seems to be strange to me. I'm gonna have Mallet clean up some of this sea ice out here, and then, in terms of constructions. And then I'm also gonna have him mine the granite, because it's possible that I do some stone cutting. I think the cost of building a stone cutting table is going to be more expensive than the resources I yield from that, but it might help going forward somehow. Okay, Eli's certainty is definitely dropping. I don't yet have a proper ritual spot. But I would say the bare necessities for survival are probably more important than a proper ritual room. And I'm assuming you all would probably agree with that statement. Could be wrong. I feel like that might be true. So we are about an hour away from the worshipful village. No, Silent is dead. He's not kidnapped. He's fully dead. You can tell by this moodlet here. My friend Silent died. What ends up happening when you're kidnapped is sometimes when you're kidnapped, you're ransomed, and then other times you're just killed immediately. And then if you don't have a comms console, which I did not have, when I should have been ransomed or could have been ransomed, there was no way for them to contact me because I don't have the technology unlocked for microelectronics for a comms console. So instead of ransoming, they're just like, oh, well, I guess we kill him because he doesn't have value anymore. What are the ranges on this? Okay, let's get a little closer. So there's one guy with a bow, oh, two with a bow. Who, oh no, don't shoot it, Shredder. Obviously, I'm gonna want any shooters to shoot at Moles here, who has a shield belt. So let me get behind some chunk cover. Chunk cover gives you pretty much as good cover as you can hope for. And I'm having Moles. Oh, it's not gonna work for Donkey, is it? Donkey's a smart one. Could you guys, like, hit something? There you go. The absolute lack of accuracy here is hurting my feelings. There we go. So before these guys make it off the map tile, all meat matters, and we are going to make sure they don't escape with long pork. What is your shooting? 15 and 13? Sure have me fooled. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a full clear. No one got hurt, which is pretty ideal. I did mention that this was the easiest of the 3 targets, and for obvious reasons, most of these hunting sites are tribal. Oh boy, I don't like a polar bear next to my everything. I got lucky. They have a bunch of wargs. So, Raptor, you are our chef du jour. Chef of the day. We are going to have you butcher wargs and the like. And Shredder, I'm gonna have you help to haul the corpses closer. Their base here is also made of material that I might want. That's a lot of alpaca wool, which will make for fantastic insular clothing. And then these cloth sandbags as well. Unfortunately, my constructor would be Raptor, so I'm going to have to lean on Shredder and Moles to do some deconstruction. But pretty much everything that can be taken will be taken. Oh, I was excited about the chunk of spacecraft coming to Frost Shrine, but nope. Alright, so Raptor, you cook primarily, and then everybody else will help to deconstruct. First things first, I'm going to remove a roof so we don't lose eyeballs. You know, like I tend to. Alright, so Mallet now has removed all of the little debris from the field here. Frau Nuss and Morezen. I always say your name differently every time. Thanks for the resubs, by the way. I'm sorry, Frau, that you're sick today. The wolfskin here is very cold insulating as well, and also has very high sharp value. So it will make for good tribal wear to keep us warm. Why are you milking the yak? Does you have nothing better to do? I mean, fine. Milk is whatever. What's weird is the... Oh, yeah, because Animal Handle is 4 and Construction is 4. Alright, I'm changing the priorities now. Now, all of this wolf warg meat, and probably pemmican as well, is going to go towards feeding the yaks in an ideal world. Ooh, that's actually a pretty decent amount of chunks for that. There. So here's what I'll do for that. I will bring a dumping stockpile right there. Now, I think in terms of building material, wood isn't ideal as it's very flimsy, but it's also the lightest. Oh, exotic goods. Hello. We might have some luck here. Let's see what they have on them. Synthetic heart. Oh, that reminds me of Silent. Shock lances, soothers, pain block. Architect eye. Berserk side trainers. It's too bad about the side trainers because without a neural former to level me up, side trainers really aren't interesting for me. I did have some YouTube comments asking why I passed up on Skip, and in this instance I'm going to be passing up on Berserk, but I have no idea how soon Glitch will ever become a level 4 plus Psycaster. As not being... I'm tribal, but I don't have an anima tree. And I'm not royal, I'm not going to build up a royal rank. So there's really effectively no predictable way to level up my sidecasting. It just happens when it happens. Okay, I'm not going to risk these guys wandering off either, so I'm going to have Glitch go trade with them. They don't have Luciferium for sale, which is unfortunate. I don't think I'm buying anything. I don't know what this means. Could it be any more... I have no idea what this synthetic stomach's benefit truly is. If it makes you immune to food poisoning or not. But either way, I'm not going to buy it. I might want to buy the Side Trainer Medical, but let me analyze real quick if that's something I want to do. So Mallet is at 11. And no one else has medical training, so maybe I'll put it up to you. Should I buy the medical trainer? If I did, I'd probably give it to Raptor, as she has a medicine of 5. Normally, I like to give the trainers to people that have passions in medicine, because they benefit more from the trainers. But in this case, only having a single doctor is a little dangerous, because if something happens to Mallet, I'm out of luck. So of all the things that I would buy, I think the medical trainer is probably the most interesting to me. Plus, as we're Wendigo, we want to make more improvements to ourselves than our own construction. It's going to be important to be modifying us instead of, you know, having a big grand old base. That's not really the Wendigo way. And, alright, I put up a timer, but it's pretty clear that the yays are going to win, so... Let me, oops. I tried clearing the timer, but I didn't do it. There we go. Let me just go ahead and buy that. I'm also going to buy the Shock Lance. It could come in handy. It's too bad that they don't have building material, but... So, medical and Shock Lance. Where is it? There it is. All right. I also just set it up so that Glitch manages the farm while Moles is away. And Shredder's obviously starting to break down wood things. I don't think I'm going to be hauling the limestone, though. But what I will do is probably break down the bedrolls, as the alpaca wool is going to be particularly useful. We'll make parka, 1 parka and 1 toque out of it. Parkas are 80 and... Ooh! Raid of the colonies landing in my base? That's just so rude. I ain't got words for how rude that is. Come on, man. Alright, there's 4 of them. No cover. Nope. Alright, what weapon? Okay, there is one with a knife. Ha! There's one named Tooth. I'm coming, Mallet. How's Mallet faring? He's getting stabbed up a whole lot. Oh! They, with a knife, cut off his leg. Come on, what the heck? Really? Really? Point blank, chain shotgun, can't hit? This is just stupid. I'm sorry, but this is just stupid. Alright, Mallet survived and won somehow, being the monster that he is. But man, that was some obscenely bad RNG. Obscenely bad that Hakuja, that Glitch did not... I don't care what your shooting skill is. It's a chain shotgun. It is the point-blank DPS winner. And, okay, so a flimsy, poor steel knife hacked off Mallet's leg, and then... Yeah, alright, whatever. I don't even know. Yo, get back here. Yeah, I would normally chase that, but I'm not going to, obviously. That could have gone worse. I guess. I didn't think I was going to need the the shock lance. Obviously, I could have lanced them all down. I thought it would be fine. Now the worry is that Mallet bleeds out and loses consciousness before I'm out of there. But I think we're okay now. So let me focus on here so I can get home ASAP. I'm going to break everything down so I can bring as much wood home as I can. I hope you bleed out, Hakuja. In fact, no, actually, I take it back. I hope that you raid me again, because I'm going to make you pay for it. I'm not sure I like the crown landing on me, though. That was rude. And now I'm going to be one-legged, which is just fantastic for my best shooter. Alright, let's see. Work on the door. So we're technically indoors. Tooth is just going to be bleeding here until, yeah. Done. That's the warning that we've... Oh, wow. They stripped that quick. Okay. All right, let's get the main people home. 800 pemmican, human meat, warg meat. That's a lot of food. Milk, cloth, wolfskin, human leather, and alpaca wool. I'm going to bring the steel weapons and steel structures before I bring the wood. And then 600 wood? That's nice at least. Okay. Send. Well, case in point, needing another doctor. Becoming pretty obvious. And Mallet got infected. That doesn't surprise me in the least. I'm going to have him self-tend with industrial quality medicine. And then we are going to put him in bed with Papa. It's the best bed I have, so. And Glitch is conscious. Glitch, get that shotgun. Another way to reduce the infection chance is to have a cleaner room. So I'm gonna spend a minute to tidy up this room here. Tidy up all the rooms, in fact, because that's just a lot of blood. Yeah, the other pod drop raider did make it off tile. Yuichi, thanks for the resub. And I love trees as well. Welcome back to the both of you. And Monster Anova for the follow, and Simalfi for the follow as well. We did get the slag for the slag bench, the scav bench, yes. So that part's good. A very, very small good thing amongst many bad things. Eli here is probably, yeah, malnourished to death. Cool, that's on me. We are gonna give you anything. Just feed, I don't care what you feed him. Just don't let him die. Yeah, there's still leg blood. Actually, I'm not sure that there is. I like how the other leg, the one he didn't lose, was... Oh, yeah, then there's this blood, of course, way up here. Alright, it's getting cleaner. The other caravan is resting. Glitch is keeping it together by starving people to death. And yes, I will be looting them. Hey, Magenta Fairy! Thanks for the gifted subs. Cheers. I'll cheers to that. And we didn't die. I had that thought that just that pod drop landing on my heads would have done it. In hindsight, it wasn't the right call to go for the shock lance, or more specifically, I should have had a shock lance lined up. Now, another thing I could do is go out to Breakers here, who has restocked since my last visit, and attempt to buy maybe a leg for Mallet. But all the more reason to have purchased that skill trainer, so that Raptor can do a leg surgery with better luck. Oh, there's 21. Okay, well, that's kind of a problem, isn't it? Oh, Lord. Yeah, the Kool-Aid Man threw my ceiling, and we never really built the ceiling back, did we? Okay. I'm also just going to earmark all that slag for the scav bench, but I'm not necessarily going to have Glitch build it, because he has a pretty high chance of failing the build due to his low manipulation and lower consciousness. I could haul the skill trainer inside, yeah. I think if I get raided right now, hauling the skill trainer inside is probably the least of my worries, because if I get raided, everybody dies. But yeah, I'll do that. Thankfully, due to Luciferium, his recovery from the infection is very, very fast. What do I plan on doing to the suggestion box on the stream? We'll see. I don't know. It depends if there's choices. I don't think I'm going to be opening it up for just suggest anything, though, but we'll have to see. It depends if I have things thrown at me or not. At the moment, I still have the covert installation in the Worshipful Village, and they're likely to be the priority. Also, technically, this Insect Hive here, I have a quest to kill them, but I think, let me double check. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, they're gonna die on their own in the winter. So I have no interest in fighting those bugs myself. It gets cold enough on this map tile that the minimum temperature comfort for the mega spiders will be higher than the lowest possible temperature in the winter, and they'll probably lose consciousness and die, or not die, but they will they'll go into hypothermic shutdown, much the way these mega scarabs already have, or slow down or whatever. So I don't really need to do anything about this hive. Although that hive is swarming. Ha! The polar bear went in. I was wondering what that polar bear was going to do. So the polar bear went in to try to eat the jellies, and, well, you all see what happened to that. One-way trip to death. Cheers. Yeah, negative 40C for the mega spiders, but it gets down to about negative 50 in the winter. And that's average, not minimum. At night, it will be probably colder than that. Wow, everything is breaking down. I generally avoid auto doors and other electricals that you don't necessarily need because of how annoying it is for it to break down constantly. And here's case in point. My battery and my electric stove are both broken. Alright, I think what I'm gonna do is put, no, I'm gonna keep doing the simple meals. The pemmican would be good for travel, so I'm gonna keep that as travel food. That means I need Raptor to craft up some simple meals for the yaks. Call it yak food. Alright. As soon as you're done with that, learn the medical trainer. Now for now, what we could do is give Mallet a peg leg. So we are going to... Huh, the removed tongue is in. Wait, what branch am I on? Okay. I think, actually, now that I have the prosthetics... yeah, it's locked behind basic prosthetics. So let me research basic prosthetics with glitch, so that I can even do a peg leg. Otherwise, it's a locked option. But that is a lot of wood. I'm happy about that yield. Not happy about the injuries, though. The spellopedes are not yet dormant. I really hope that some giant raid comes to the Taco Bell drive-thru and fights the bugs and totally gets annihilated. That would be funny. Quite funny. So here's what I'm gonna do. The alpaca wool, I'm gonna do one parka and one toque out of it, so that someone can be, one person can basically be fully immune to weather conditions. Glitch. No more farming. That'll be Mole's job. Just go and research basic prosthetics for Mallet. Wow, you can barely tell that he's... I mean, he's obviously slower, but the Luciferium and the Jogger really makes up for it. So one of the things I'd like to do is to start to set myself up with a stockpile of sorts, like a trade stockpile. Once I get microelectronics for an orbital trade beacon, that's going to be useful. And I have all this wood, so I'm going to be making out of wood, even though it's highly flammable. Okay, and now Mallet is... Yep. Come on, come on. 29%. Oh, we're getting closer. Definitely getting closer. Although I don't know about feeding them nice meals. So let me remind myself about the meals here. So, simple meals is only for simple meals. Yeah, let's just feed them simple meals. From here on out. The more miserable he is, the easier it will be to convert him. All these steel urns I just brought home for the steel alone. I don't actually care about the urn itself. Man, it has been hard snow for a long time. All right, we're finally emptying out the yaks, and these yaks have a lot on them. Mega Sloth would be the best, but I don't have any Mega Sloth, so it's alpacable or bust. Wool is something that you only get when you shear an animal, not when you butcher it. So if we wanted Mega Sloth wool, we'd have to tame a Mega Sloth, and we absolutely do not have anyone capable of that. That's exactly why tacos went into cold storage, or I guess bug storage now. I suppose my worry here is that the bugs eat away enough of this mountain that it drops the mountain on the Cryptosleep casket, but, you know, if that happens, it was fate. It was fated. Fated to be. So Glitch is working to get Mallet a leg, and we're just unloading some of the, even more of the yaks. Man, these yaks had a lot of stuff. Thank you for tuning in to Wendigos, which originally aired live on Twitch August 24th, playing version 1.3.3101 of Ideology. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. Thank you for watching. I hope to catch you next episode, in the comments, or an upcoming stream. Farewell, Wendigos.